Reach for my hand, I'll soar away into the dawn. I wish I could stay here and cherish hearts in peaceful days. I fear the edge of dawn, knowing time betrays.
Fire Emblem Three Houses, the tactical RPG made by Nintendo that's filled with waifus and husbandos. Now, you probably only know about Fire Emblem because every second character released in Smash Bros. Comes from this franchise. But, if you can put away your angry fan base in a box for just a second while I talk about this game. Oh, and there might be slight spoilers, sorry. So, if you've never played a Fire Emblem game, or any tactics/RPG game, you basically fight enemies, level up, learn skills, and beat bosses. The end. But if you really want to be technical, there's actually loads these types of games have to offer. For instance, when you begin in this one, you play as this character called Byleth, and he's been roped into becoming a teacher at this big famous monastery in this world. This church welcomes you to the monastery, and you get to pick a house out of the three they present you with, a bit like Harry Potter, but like less houses. These houses are the Golden Deer, Black Eagles, and Blue Lions. The Golden Deer is the best, and I will fight people on this. Your job is to teach these Harry Potter rejects various skills and how to kill people in cold blood. After they introduce you to the characters, and some have very good characters and personalities, you get to explore! Yep, it's not all fighting. Seeing the monastery, talking to characters, shopping, gardening, heck, it even has a fishing minigame! After you're done flexing your fishing skills to the various NPCs, you can go and accept and complete various side quests that appear during the game. These range from finding items, going into battle, training someone, or just interrogating people for information. I recommend doing these if you have the time, as it increases renown points and that helps you a lot, as I'm going to explain. As you've probably seen in the footage, if you do certain tasks, like fishing, it'll use up activity points. These start off low and you can't really do much in an exploration session, but as you increase your renown and professor level you get more points, and it helps so much to max it out quickly as you can just do loads more and just raise support points with characters faster. Speaking about supports, apart from trying to become the best professor ever, you can also talk to your students. Shocking. Usually they'll just have regular basic RPG text that just gives them lore, which is pretty good to be fair, but standard. However, if you do certain activities like having tea with them or going to choir practice and all that, they'll gain support points and they'll have special dialogue. Once support points have been raised, you'll get access to a special cutscene which shows more of each character and just how they bond with you and other students. Some of these can be pretty hilarious, aka Ferdinand von Ayer, the best character in the game.
I promise I'll be gentle.
So apart from exploring during your time at the monastery, you'll be expected to actually, teach the students. You can do this, or you can simply just skip it and have the computer and automation all do it for you. But you can make your own dream team. Want a team full of axe-wielding warriors? Sure, go level up your character's axe skills. Want someone with a dark, edgy backstory to be a supportive dancing healer? Level up their magic skills. There are just so many possibilities and outcomes that you can do. So, now that you've seen all this school stuff, it's time to get into the best part of the game, in my opinion at least, battling. Most of it is pretty standard RPG stuff, and, tactic games in general. You have a map with your units and the enemy units. Most of the time your goal is simple, kill the head honcho. But you can also have other objectives such as protecting a point or escorting someone.
Let me paint you a picture!
You'll move your units across the blue squares, and the red squares indicate how far their attack range is. As you'll see, each character fights with different weapons that you can buy in the shops, or learn by teaching them. These range from swords, bows, horse riders, wyvern riders, healers, and even mages that blow stuff up.
Konosuba! O Crimson Blaze, king of countless worlds, though I promote the laws of nature, I have also the alias of destruction! The balance for all creation! Let the hammer of eternity descend unto me! Explosion!
This part of the game is super fun and can become incredibly intricate if you start to weave other parts into it. The class system is where your units can change into specific roles that have increased stats in certain areas and gain new abilities. Add the learned skills from earlier and it becomes super detailed. But wait, there's more! There's a gambit shop where you can hire people and attack in big groups, and a critical hit system where you deal far more damage if you're lucky enough. And if you mess up or just don't like what happened in a turn, don't worry. There's a way to turn back time, which is spoilers, but I'm not going to go into that. And you can have a redo if you're not happy. Although sometimes it doesn't work how you like and the outcome is always inevitable. All this combines to make a really fun customizable system that I highly recommend. Now that I've finished with all that gameplay stuff, what are the other aspects like? Music can be repetitive but catchy, and although there are some brilliant tracks, I didn't hear them as often as I wanted, and they were mostly just saved for the final bosses, which, in a tactics game, doesn't last that long. Also, I didn't get to hear Edge of Dawn nearly as much as I wanted to. The story, on the other hand, is incredibly interesting, as it differs if you choose a different house and has multiple endings. But if you want to play through all of them, the starting sections can get quite repetitive. And not only that, but sometimes the portraits and the setting itself can sometimes ruin immersion. Other than that, and a few other gripes, like the entire character of Cyril, I did enjoy this game, and I recommend you look past some of the hatred Smash community members have, and just try some of the games.
So the Veilstone consumes even the darkness itself.
Also, best thing about the game is that you can move around in the load screen. My final verdict? Waifus with swords. Or 80 out of 100.